guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, following on from last video, we are working on Luke's RX7, and today we're going to get fired up for the first time after its fresh engine rebuild. So let's get on with it. Right, so I am still waiting for a wideband to turn up. Don't need it for this video as we're just going to get idling. It just means I'm going to have to pull the downpipe out again, and then I will wrap that at the same time. Main jobs today, we've got to get the radiator in, so it's got a cooling system. We'll leave the intercooler, leave the intercooler pipes disconnected for now. We're going to get the oil pressure sensor working so we can crank it over, make sure we've got good oil pressure before we start it. So first off, let's get that radiator in. The radiator in, all connected up. It's got a sender here, it's got a DEFI gauge on the dash. Bottom pipe's connected. This car's got an AST delete, so what would normally go to the air separator tank just goes to the bottom. Fans are plugged in. So next up, we're going to get the car off axle stands so we can put some oil in it. You're about to hear the loudest noise in the world. Right, so oil time. So we've used OP Oils. Now they provide discount codes for most sort of forums or clubs. So like FD Owners Club, we've got one to get you 10% off. So if whatever car you've got, just go on the Owners Club and normally they'll have a discount code. So Luke has gone for Fuchs Titan, which is a synthetic oil, 1040. He's still running the OMP, oil metering pump, so I won't go into too much with the oil because there's a massive argument about synthetic, non-synthetic, running the OMP. It's your own preference really. So Luke's running this on the engine builder's advice, so we'll throw this in, get some coolant in it, and then look at that oil pressure gauge. So that's oil on full, although when we start it up and it starts to go through the coolers on the front, that'll drop. So we'll check that a couple of times after the first start and a couple of starts after that. Coolant's in. It's not took much, but these are a nightmare to bleed. So you pull this pipe off the back for the thermal pellet, and then you get water out of there, and that's the highest point, so you know you got the air out. But we'll bleed that up again once we know it's running. The oil pressure gauge, what I've done for now is I've just put all the powers together, because one's ignition, one's constant, and one is for your light switch, and then one ground. And we're just going to go direct to the battery for now, because we don't know where we're mounting this gauge, and I need to mount an AFR gauge as well. So I'll wait until I've got that, and then I'll probably wire them both in at the same time. So what we'll do now is pull the EGI relay out so the engine doesn't actually fire, and we'll see if we get any oil pressure on that gauge. Well, that's always a good start. At least it's on 0 already. Pull this relay out and then we'll give it a crank. See what we get. Fucking hell, that's annoying. Wish me luck. But we've got some which on a rotary is decent because the stock gauge never moves at all. So we'll get things connected up. Fucking hell.
You're locked onto DJ Chris K.
He's banging tunes on. Yeah, we'll get everything hooked back up and we'll go to fire it for the first time. Right, one thing I will do, because it's a brand new turbo and brand new engine and the oil system's not pressurised or anything, we will put some oil into the feed, just a little bit in there, connect the oil feed back up, just so on that initial start the turbo is not running completely dry. Right, so it's ready. Turbo's got oil, engine's got oil, engine's got coolant, intercooler's not on yet, but it don't matter, we're just idling, not going on boost. EGI fuse or relays back in. Car's ready, just not sure if I am. So let's see what it does. Pressure's good. So that's it for this one, guys. I am massively relieved that it started up and everything is good. You know, I only do this as a hobby, and for Luke to trust me to put his car back together, you know, it means a lot, and it's a lot more pressure when it's someone else's car. So if you like this video, make sure you hit that like, as that really helps with how the channel performs. Next up, we will install a wideband and bumper back on, intercooler, and then we'll get this car a nice detail because it's manky.